Hey everyone, Trevor here. Before we start today's very special episode, we wanted to let you know the fantastic brand camp illustration he did at the Jungle Live at Tiki Oasis is going to be available on his website just till the end of the month. It's fantastic. There's the boathouse, there's jungle animals boozing it up. What more could you want? So check him out at Brand Camp on Instagram or go straight to his website, BrandonCampbellIllustration.tv. Thanks again to him for doing that for us. That was just a real treat. Okay, on with the show.
Hello to all you hip skips out there, and welcome to The Jungle, live at Tiki Oasis. Now, if you could be so kind as to make some noise for David, Dr. Skipper Marley, and Trevor Kelly.
All right. Hey.
There's no way we're living up to that.
No,
not a
it's
chance.
only downhill from here.
Not a chance in
Oh, my
hell.
goodness.
How's it going?
Welcome, everybody. Welcome
thank you
to
for
the
coming.
Jungle live at Tiki Oasis. If you don't know, I was going to introduce myself, but that seems weird.
We did meet somebody who'd never seen us before, so.
Oh, that's
all
right. Oh, there
there's
we
a couple
go.
of you.
Welcome.
All right. That's Trevor. I'm David, Dr. Skipper Marley.
I totally
Thanks
get
for
it.
being here.
There's free booze. There's
Yeah.
music. I would wander into the room, too.
And it's free. The word's free and Tiki Oasis. You don't hear that often, so we're happy you're here. Right?
We are incredibly thrilled to be here at Tiki Oasis again this year.
Yeah. Last year was fun.
Last year was a blur.
It was good.
It's
We
it's
drank
fuzzy.
a lot.
Yeah.
That's every Tiki Oasis.
But
this is the first one I'm not vending or giving a talk. I just get to hang out and drink and go to the pool and go on the slide that I like too much. This is awesome.
There's something unsettling about your obsession with this slide.
I told you I had to go down faster too. I know the secret.
It's Dave pushing small children out of the way
Exactly.
for an hour and a half.
Exactly, yeah. After a while, they just see me coming and get out of the way.
That's right.
They just know. Watch out for the big guy. He'll knock you over. They have their whole future ahead of them. I just have now.
That's true.
That's my policy. They'll be. So we're happy you're here. We have a Mr. Tiki Oasis here.
Yeah.
Aramis right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Tiki Oasis, Aramis.
I saw. I just have to ask. Was the last contest? Is that really the last time they're doing it?
Next year's the last one?
Okay. All right. Because I thought it's a rumor.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's keep spreading it.
Let's
then.
keep spreading vicious rumors.
Because I thought I don't know the guy that won at all. I don't know anything about him, but I watched it and I'm like, oh, that's awesome! Finally, an older white man got to win something in America. That's awesome. We're so underrepresented in this
That's right.
country. So I'm like,
Okay.
Finally.
Okay.
Trevor was worried about me doing that joke. It's the only joke I wrote ahead of time. The only one.
I'm just worried now. Every little incel that listens to the podcast just perked up. Oh, these are my guys.
They did. They did. This is the room where I spoke last year, and it was weird. I had a weird emotional moment that I didn't tell anybody about. Because of COVID, I wasn't teaching. I hadn't taught in like the college level for like 3 years, and they're always like, "Oh, we want to have you back as soon as we can. We're going to hire you back." And I had just kind of given up, like it's not going to happen. So I'm standing back behind that door. And they're getting ready to introduce me. I forget who, I think it was Sassy Stilettos introducing me, and my phone goes off. I usually have it shut off, and I grab it, and it's the chair of the history department at Fullerton, and she's like, hey, we have 5 classes. They're all yours. Do you want them? And I'm just like, yes. And I stuck it in my pocket, and I walked on stage, and the old chair, I'm like, I'm so happy. I have really good health insurance now. So happy. So that was my happy moment. And then I had to actually teach, which is a whole different thing. Yeah. So, all right. So, that was a cool. Sorry, I was gonna say I can't read my own handwriting, but I typed this. So that's not.
Oh, I'm gonna do something for you while you ramble.
That's right.
One
Okay.
second.
Okay. I don't know what he's doing. All right. This is kind of how it is when we record, but he just edits it out. I would say but he does literally all the work. I show up at the house. He's got all the mics ready to go. It's all prepped. I sit down. I just talk like a jackass and leave, and then it comes out a week or two later. Thank you. Oh, all right.
I was having a minor stroke.
Is that better?
Listening to him pop. It sounded like a bag of popcorn in the microwave.
Is that better?
Now you're protected. It's Tiki Oasis. Protection's always advised.
That is true. That is true. That is true. That's important. Speaking of that,
Yes.
I've started online dating.
Ooh.
And it's going as well as you would think. And I'm going to tell you one story, but it's a.
Which one do you use? 'Cause I'm lucky I got out of that game before any of that. So.
Well, so had I thought. And so I did Bumble because the women have to pick you. So
Okay.
I'm like, I just don't want the pressure of like, hey, baby, because I don't know how to do that. And so if they like me, that's fine.
Yeah.
And so this is why I'm going to die alone. So this is the best example. So like if you like somebody, like click on them if they like you back. So this woman sends me a message. One woman sent me a message. She's like, I don't date anybody with less than an 800 credit score. I'm like, you know I'm a professor and a
Jess,
skipper.
are you on there?
Right?
That's right.
And so this one woman messaged, and maybe it's because I live in Orange County, too close to Newport Beach, so I'm getting like that divorcee age where they got money and are used to that. But this one woman messages me, and she's like, so what romantic destination will you take me? Will you take me away to? That was like how she started. And so being me, I instantly just write about, if you've never seen the sunsets in Barstow, they're breathtaking. And not kidding, I can tell when she read it because it went bloop and I was blocked. I'm like, oh.
You told me this earlier and I was thinking about it. I was ruminating on
Yes.
it. I think I pinpointed your problem.
Yes.
Your first description of a date was you were going to take a woman into the middle of the desert.
That's true.
Probably not the best first lead.
But seriously, the sunsets it's also got the first Del Taco. Barstow's got it all.
That's
It's
true.
got a lot.
The best Del Taco.
I went to it. It's not that good. Actually, this one, it's I don't know. So
I saw something today. I'm changing the subject.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I saw something that TikTok. I was flipping through TikTok today, and I saw something in between all of the ads for they just advertise scrub brushes for some reason on my algorithm. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what you're looking at.
I don't know.
It's because of this. That's why.
Something
It's
happened.
because of the
They're
thing,
like,
yeah.
oh, this guy
That's why.
loves some sweet, hot scrub brush action.
Does.
That's right. Scrub Daddy. Scrub Daddy is my nickname in high school.
I've just heard a new nickname.
For one. We're not going to go into that today.
No, we're not.
But I saw, do you remember this as a Disney historian, famed Disney historian?
Who's that?
You.
Oh, okay, yes.
2004, because the Olympics are happening right now, apparently. But 2004, the Olympics, apparently they made a Olympic-size lap pool down the length of Main Street, USA.
Oh, they did, yeah.
And Michael Phelps got high and
So
swam up and down.
You were there
it.
to see it?
Yeah.
How was it? It looked like an awful lot of work for a really short race.
Was it an official event?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't part of the Olympics.
I
no.
don't know. I don't know anything.
Maybe in 2028 when it's in LA, they'll have it on Main Street again.
There you go.
All right. Normally, I have a list of stuff. He has a list of stuff. We do not talk to each other about what we're going to talk about. And so this is weird that we kind of prepped it. But one of the things I wanted to have on the show, I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if we had our good friend Brandon Brandcamp sketch during the show?
Round of applause
There he is.
for the fantastic Brandcamp.
And then I realized what I had done is I had invited a fantastic artist to a podcast that no one's going to see. So that's
a beautiful thing.
Thank you. That's my summer brain. I don't know what day it is. And then Trevor's like, let's have some guests. I'm like, cool. Who do you want to get? And what guests should we have? And I said, Miss Tiki Oasis. And he said, who? I said, I don't care. Just bring them all.
That way we have.
And then we got Aramis.
Mr. Aramis.
I got to be more specific, or not, or maybe I'm good.
There you go.
All right, but you did a much better job with who you chose.
We are thrilled
Yes.
to have them today. Two of your favorite Trader Sam's bartenders.
Come on, Joe.
Old Man Merrill and Christian Diaz.
That's
Skipper
right.
Christian. Give them a round of applause.
Come on up.
Oh my goodness.
Come on up. Here they are. All the way up. And while they're coming up, should I call you Brandon or Brandcamp? What am I calling you? Brandon, just do me a favor. I want you to draw me like one of your French girls. If you could just do that. I will go full nude, just you know.
I saw him at the pool today. Very Kate Winslet-esque is how everybody described you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I swim 3 times a week and it's showing off is what it's. So I won't drown in the North Atlantic. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for pre-wrapping my mic for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Trevor knows how to make a P sound without ruining the microphone.
That's right.
Must
Safety
be nice.
first.
How come Trevor doesn't have the
because I know how to use my instrument.
He's a singer.
Oh,
Wow.
he's not. That's the word on the street.
All right. Do I have to like game show host hold
You're
it?
right.
No, you're good. You can get up on it. Yeah.
Is it all right? All right.
Yeah.
He did tell me he goes, Dave, when you laugh, pull the microphone away when you laugh. You laugh too loud. I'm like, oh, be less funny. How about that? Like that? Good.
Nailed it.
Exactly.
There we go.
I nailed it. I did.
All right, we got our room tone. Now we'll go.
We did. They'll be leaving any minute.
We're thrilled to bits to have you here.
Yeah.
You cats, our first point of introduction to you was Trader Sam's, of course, but you cats have done so much other amazing stuff.
They've seen us drunk more than a lot of people have.
They have.
And helped us get there.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
It's
Can attest to that.
I don't want to make you feel like non-unique, but we've done that to a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Most of the people in
I
this
could
room
tell
probably.
you were really experienced. I could tell you were gentle but firm. It was nice.
Yeah,
it was nice. It's all right.
It was, yeah.
It's good. Thank you.
We wanted to kick it out. Well, I guess first let's talk about you cats both started. You were opening crew on Trader Sam's or
Big brother over here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was. I was there on opening day.
Oh, my God.
And I have the honor to say I made the very first drink at Trader Sam's the day we opened.
Oh, wow. Is it a Coors Light?
It was a Coors Light.
No.
It was a Pabst.
It was somebody came and sat down and ordered an Oa bowl by themselves.
No,
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Back before we didn't realize that maybe we shouldn't let people drink that giant bowl by themselves.
That man's dead now, is what we're trying to
that's
tell
right.
us.
It's true.
Yeah.
Die doing what they loved.
It was, but I always say that I had the dumb luck of working at Trader Sam's because I already worked at the hotel as a bartender. I was actually a bar manager at the time.
Oh.
And I'd already been sort of in the tiki scene. I'd been to a couple Tiki Oasis before Trader Sam's opened, but one day my boss said, "Oh yeah, this entire complex inside here in the middle of the hotel, it's getting shut down, getting torn down, and they're going to build a tiki bar." And I was like, what's that now? So I just was lucky that I was just already there. And luckily they still have me. They haven't figured out how to get rid of me yet. So, yeah.
Disney's good at that. Yeah, you're impressive.
Yeah,
Right?
you're-
You've avoided. Yeah.
And how long? And you were shortly after, or
So
close?
I was. So I was the first new guy ever hired to the original.
Oh, really?
crew.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had a skipper named Jen who moved to the East Coast. And I was fortunate enough to able to take her place. And 11 and a half years working with this guy over here. He was my trainer, my mentor, Even to this day, I still follow this guy around. I know.
But no,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Christian said, he was the first new guy because everybody that had worked there opened the place. And then his new guy came in and we're like, here's a new guy. What's up?
Was there rookie hazing? Because at
Yeah, I was
Jungle
just gonna
Cruise,
ask, yeah.
I never hazed anybody. I was a good boy. Then I went to Jungle Cruise and I became a goddamn nightmare. I hazed everybody.
I'm sure
Did
they
you-
would
was
have
there
had
hazing?
me clean their stations, but I'm so bad at cleaning, it would have only made things worse. So, that didn't work.
That's the smart way around it. That's
I'm
good.
not sure I did any hazing, but a couple of the other old timers, if anybody is a longtime Trader Sam's fan, you might remember Ron, who unfortunately passed away almost 10 years ago. He'd been almost 10 years.
Yeah, I know.
Ron would, in a very playful yet indirectly mean way, let you know that you were the new guy and you were going to have to earn your stripes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, he was great. He was absolutely great. He was an unforgettable figure. He's one of the funniest human beings I think I've ever met. Someone who entertained people behind the bar for 30 plus years at that resort. If you can imagine, this guy had a joke for absolutely everything. Like he was
Old school bartender.
Yeah, old school. And he was awesome. Like he really embodied what a skipper was. And so even though he wasn't into tiki, which was funny enough. But yeah. Cheers to Ron.
Interesting. Yeah. Salute.
Yeah.
All right.
And you know what's interesting too? Sorry, I'm going to hijack your podcast right
Do
now.
it. Somebody's got to talk.
Christian mentioned Jen, who, correct me if I'm wrong, is the only person to work at both Trader Sam's.
That's right.
She opened our Trader Sam's, and she was a new hire, so she hadn't worked at in Anaheim before, but she came in and then opened Trader Sam's, and then 5 years later, I think, and she went and opened Grotto.
Okay.
So
cool.
she was the only one. I think she's still there. She's at Tiffin's, I believe, over at Animal Kingdom. But yeah, she's still the only one. She's fantastic. So if you're over there, tell her I said hi.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to the one in Florida? I like ours better because you can get into ours eventually. The Florida one, they're like, "Oh, did you reserve 6 months ago?" I'm like, "I didn't know it was going to be in What? They're like, "No, They wouldn't even let me in the building.
A Kraken slaps you in the
They
face
do.
if you try to enter it. Is there
They're like,
anything
"Go outside."
that's happened? Because I remember we went when it first opened, and you couldn't even like modify any. You couldn't add a shot to a non-alcoholic drink.
Yeah.
What's changed over the years at Trader Sam's that's like notable that you would think?
Was so strict.
Everything.
Everything. Yeah,
Everything.
absolutely everything.
Well, we came in when Trader Sam's opened in 2011. Shit, I don't know. Oh,
Crazy.
sorry. Can I say shit?
You can't. We
So-
use AI to change every swear word to like a honk or
We
something.
do. That's right. That's right.
That works. That's even funnier.
That's right.
Well, I can't think of all that other aruga. But so when we opened, if anybody here has ever been in the hospitality industry, bar, food industry, this was in the Orange County world. This was at the kind of the beginning, middle of the kind of cocktail renaissance and the food renaissance. And so I remember I started bartending in 2001, and I didn't make an old fashioned for the first 5 years that I bartended because it just wasn't a thing. And I
Poor Trevor.
everything I made.
Poor Trevor.
Everything I made was a appletini and a Scooby snack, and that's just and a Long Island. That was bartending.
So Dave,
And so
Hey!
yeah. And when Trader Sam's opened, it was just kind of the beginning of your average customer's sophistication expectation being a little bit higher. And people started having call spirits, or people started asking for different things. And we kind of noticed that right away, and we did our best to kind of move along with it. But we were also very, very, very lucky that we fostered a really good relationship with our food and beverage global department.
Yeah.
And kind of saying like, hey, we got this. Like, let us do our thing. Can we do our thing? And then they kind of let us do our thing. So we kind of moved along. So where we used to have, crappy bottles of sweet and sour right out in the open, then it turned into, oh, now that's a nice
They're
rum
hidden.
wall. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, they're gone.
Okay, they're gone. Okay,
I don't
that's
want
better.
that getting out there.
That's
We don't
better.
have-
All right,
yeah.
that's good.
So
That's very good.
So yeah, a lot has changed, but a lot of it changed because, like you said, we've been going there beginning. You've been going there beginning. How's it changed? It's changed because of you. And it's changed because of all these guys. What these guys expect and what these guys want, we change with that.
All right.
So what
Lesson learned: complain as much as humanly
That's right.
possible.
that's the Disney way.
That's the lesson.
Yes.
So we asked for like a skipper sipper that's not alcohol, and they're like, "Can we put booze in it?" And they're like, "No." Right? Can we have like a shot of? And we'll put it like, "No, we don't sell shots."
Absolutely
Like
not.
our bartender, it was a waiter. He's
Who
like,
told
no.
you that?
Yeah,
Well,
at
the
Trader
waiter.
Sam's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
In Anaheim?
Like the first
Yeah.
week or two, I'm like, "Well, can we have like a shot?" And they're like, "No." It was, remember, we were all there together.
Yeah, I was at a table though. We weren't up at the bar. I don't know if
and,
that
and
made a
the waiter was
difference.
like,
Damn
"No."
servers.
No.
I tell you
No.
what, don't ever trust a server. Sit
Yeah,
at the
don't
bar.
trust
Don't ever
servers.
go to a table.
He made Trevor cry.
That's right.
And they say, your table is ready. No, we're sitting at the bar.
That's right.
Trevor
You
taught me
wait.
that trick.
Get in here.
He taught me sit at the bar.
Oh yeah. By the way, so that leads us to our next question. Because I like to go up there and I like to have you perform your magic. Like, I don't. The menu's fine, but let's see what you cats can whip up. Is there something I should know? What's the worst thing that somebody could do to walk up to the bar? What should you never do if you pony up to a bar, Trader Sam's or anywhere?
Don't snap at us.
Don't snap.
Don't snap.
Is this the rest of the podcast right now?
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
Don't ask for Red Bull in your Mai-Tai. Ask Kelly about that story.
No.
Red
no.
Bull in your
Tell him,
Mai
Kelly.
Tai?
That is a true story.
No.
100% true.
I'm usually very open to modifications unless I know that it will just won't work. And if you're like, oh, I would love a Mai Tai, but I'm allergic to lime juice and I'm allergic to orgeat. So can you just leave those out? I say no. I would rather make you something else, right?
Yeah.
So, but I did have somebody that asked for a Mai Tai with a float of Red Bull, and I said no.
I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but doesn't Red Bull go with the zombie, right? You put it on a zombie.
That's
you mix it
obviously.
with the zombie. All right, good.
Obviously.
I thought,
It goes with a nice red Merlot.
oh, nice, yes.
Yeah, that's
That's ultra class.
You're going to feel great.
Classy, you're a classy
That's
man.
right.
So good at the end of the night.
That's like a New York sour zombie.
Yeah.
That would
God.
be really good. And the guest asked, well, why not? And I looked at him, and I just, in one of my rare occurrences of blanking, I just looked at him. I said, because.
that's all you need. You don't
No.
need to elaborate.
You got to listen to the bartender.
Yeah.
Is what I learned. If they say no, you're like, oh, yeah, that's probably for a good reason.
So here's the solution,
Yeah.
which I'm not sure that this guest even realized. And if, like I said, if anybody in the hospitality industry, you might appreciate this. I sold him a Mai Tai. and I sold him a can of Red Bull. Well, it's
Oh.
it's Monster. That's a Coke
Right,
product.
right.
Sold him a Mai-Tai and a can of Red Bull. So not only did I not have to do it, but he just spent an extra $8.
Upsell.
Yeah,
Nice.
there you go.
Nice.
That's
Hey,
a win-win.
I have a question. When I was in high school, I was a busboy and dishwasher at Sizzler. Does that mean was I in the industry? Does that count? Sizzler. Really? Okay.
Sort of. Yes. No.
If you got a clean dish at a Sizzler in Irvine in the 80s, that was me.
I
That's
freaking
me.
love Sizzler so much when I was a kid, but I used to get in trouble because I would make a salad with only croutons.
That's a salad. It's like a salad sandwich. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Perfectly fine.
Wait, so no
We're not
lettuce?
No, it was lettuce.
Okay.
And
Lettuce and then
croutons.
like a
Just
layer.
extra croutons.
Just croutons. I
Okay.
don't need all the other.
I'll
all
post
the
a
other
picture of
stuff.
my next
Yeah.
Caesar salad when I make one. It's croutons and then there's salad underneath it. Yeah.
My first restaurant job, I was 15 years old, and I worked at a little restaurant in a hotel in Brea. It was called Tut's Bar and Grill at,
Nice.
the Brea Mall. There is absolutely no way you know what Tut's Bar and Grill
No.
is.
They shout my name.
Oh, sorry, this is not a visual podcast. You do. I didn't know you do.
Speaking of that,
Yeah,
thank you.
Speaking of visual podcasts, how's it going, Brandon?
Doing good?
All right, good.
Can we see a little sneak peek? We won't let them see yet.
Ooh.
It has a giraffe.
That's
and an
much more
elephant,
graphic than
and
I
there's a
thought.
Much
but,
more graphic.
And
But I'm appreciating
I sent him some photos before the show started. I was
That's right.
in the back.
I know.
I was inspired.
I know Christian's kind of short, but like that's a little bit mean.
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah, dude. I think he was being generous, actually.
So I worked at a Tut's Bar and Grill, and we had fresh baked bread, and so the pans come out of the oven, and then you take the bread off, and the pans are still very hot. Well, I was too dumb to realize you don't do a hot pan straight into the dishwasher area, and that's the day I learned.
I could have told you that.
That sounds like a euphemism.
That's the day I learned what pinche huevo meant. And then many, many years later, I learned that it can also be a term of endearment, is what
There you
what
go.
he told me.
Nice.
Hold,
okay.
hold on one
Yes.
second. Siri, what is pinche huevo? I'll find out later.
Siri doesn't know anything.
She doesn't.
Swear words.
This question's very specific to me and my experience at Trader Sam's, and Dave can attest to this. Every time one of those things goes off and you
yeah.
start spraying stuff at Sam's,
Yes.
I cover my drink.
Yep.
Should I be
He
worried
covers it
about this
like-
water bottle?
He covers it like it's London and it's the Blitz, and he's like going to a bunker. I've seen him hunch over the drink.
Because all I know is Jungle Cruise skippers, some obscure water bottle spraying a mystery liquid. I'm going to steer clear of this.
That's the wise move. If we were there, that would be the wise
That's
move.
why we would never work
But they're
there more than a day.
professionals.
That's
so
true.
Please tell me.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just asking, should I be worried?
Oh yeah, I don't feel accused at all. Hey, you know what chloroform smells like?
Yeah, hey.
Do I?
Yeah.
Dave's been on Bumble. He knows.
I do.
It's just 8-day-old water. It's not going to hurt you.
That's how I learned about the Barstow Sunset. Yeah.
Okay, well, I have my answer, and I'll never be allowed at the bar again.
Yeah.
So if you've ever spent a couple hours there, you'll know the amount of rain that happens
Yes.
could be fairly significant.
Yeah.
It doesn't stay stagnant for too long if that helps you feel a little bit
Right.
better.
It
Does
does.
it?
Those bottles
Okay,
get
good.
refilled probably
Yeah.
about twice to three
But next
times a day.
time,
okay.
yeah. But next time, Trevor, I might get the special bottle.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You're going to go into the back.
I told Trevor.
Special liquid.
I'm like, Trevor, do what I do. Just hold it up and catch more. It's like free
This drink
free rainwater.
This drink tastes like asparagus now. I don't know what happened.
Well, that.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Skipper
nasty.
sipper,
Right.
a true
Well, that
skipper
was-
sipper.
Christian, that was one of your jokes.
That's what you would
And,
expect at Knott's Berry Farm. That's a Knott's Berry Farm level joke right there.
Oh, man. Straight to Pete
And if you
jokes.
did that joke then got shot, that'd be Six Flags.
That's
what
true.
that joke would be, yeah.
Well, they're combined
Sad
now.
thing is, that's where my head went first, too, though. I was going Pete joke, too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, one of your jokes was that you started was, why does the rain taste like vodka?
Nice.
And then I swear to God, there's always one guy that's like, like, I know he's not telling the truth, but
For
in
science,
case.
you got to test it out. You got to know. You got to test it.
yeah,
Good.
God, spraying people is
next one.
fun. I got to say, that's like the best part of the
Is it
job. Next
really?
to cocktails, making cocktails, spraying people is the best. Now, I can't, the ding, ding, ding is fun, too, but there's nothing like spraying a crowd with the hose, not the sprayer. I mean, the actual bar
I have a
guy.
question. because I make the props right and I make art and whatnot. I just get terrified that all that's getting wet every time. I'm like, oh my God, if they're spraying.
That's a WDI problem, sir. That is not a bartender problem.
All right, I got some Imagineers I'm going to inform. I'm like, sure. Evidently, it's your problem, man.
I would think. I used to think about that too, but 13 years along, I think
It's
they're
still
doing
good?
it right.
Yeah.
All right, good. We got a dry climate. It dries it out.
Yeah.
We've never gotten a complaint ever. I mean, at least so far, maybe Kelly knows different, but we've never gotten like a complaint for like water damage on anything.
Okay.
So, thank God.
It's always dark. How would you know?
We do get complaints from people that are like, you don't, not over here. Don't spray that over here. And then you're gonna get
Target.
sprayed. Like, yeah, it's actually more fun. When people are genuinely annoyed by it,
Right.
because it's
the
like,
best.
dude, you got to get with the program. Like,
That's why
you know
Trevor
you're
never says
here.
anything, because he knows better.
Well, no, it's true. There's a lot of people that'll pick up a menu or they'll this. You shield yourself, or your
kinda-
former bear. You just made yourself a target.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
very
so much
subtle.
worse.
Just
He just
made
puts his
yourself
hand or a
so much
napkin
worse.
over it.
How do complaints work? Do you just send them to City Hall, or
No, I'll give you a napkin, and I promise you I'll deliver it.
Totally.
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah.
well,
That's how we did it.
is there any standout, like a weird complaint that you've ever got?
Oh man. Wow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Besides
Definitely
the Red Bull
weird.
incident.
Besides the Red Bull.
The infamous Red Bull incident.
that was my complaint. You don't know how to order a drink.
Yeah.
I mean, we honestly we've been pretty fortunate about the general complaints. We get complaints. We used to get a lot of this is too small and it's too crowded. Like we get people come in, they're like, oh my God, it's so crowded. I'm like, well, you're here.
How about on the when they used to do 24-hour days at Disney?
Oh, yeah.
Remember when they used to do that? When they would show up at Trader Sam's at 3 or 4 in the morning. Well, why aren't you guys open?
Yeah. Has anybody
legal?
here ever done any of the 24-hour Disney
God.
things? Yeah. Super
No,
fun, right?
no.
But
Okay.
people would roll into to the hotel, and this is back in the day where we used to be open until 1:30. And so people would roll in at like 2:15, 2:30, like,
Yeah.
why aren't you guys open? Well, because of California liquor laws. Like,
Sounds
yeah, but
perfect.
Disneyland's open 24 hours. Like,
That 24-hour thing. Who did the 24 hours? Some of you?
Disney law does not
That
trump
was-
state law, sir.
There could not be anything less appealing,
Federal.
I think, to a former cast member.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've spent 24 hours. I had a shift, and then we stayed late, and I had an early training, and then I had canoe races.
Yeah.
So I just slept on a boat in storage for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Woke up and
Smart.
rode, and then and then was training people.
Yeah, I remember doing
I've
grad
spent-
night.
Yeah.
Shit gets weird
Yes.
around 3
Yeah.
or 4.
Yeah.
It's just kind of corpses in the
Yes.
boat, and you're kicking things, trying to wake them up.
Teenagers think they can stay up all night, and they can't.
I actually
Little punks.
If
Yeah.
if you don't mind, sidetrack. I have actually a really good grad night story.
Please.
Oh, hit us.
So, I got first hired into Disneyland in 1995, and I worked in the custodial department. And as I just told you the story a minute ago, initially I was a theater student at Cal State Fullerton. So I went into the casting center and I said, I'm going to work Jungle Cruise because I'm a theater student. And they're like, oh, that's cool. Do you want to pick up trash instead?
Like a theater graduate?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get used to this. I worked in the day custodial, 749 for life, and for almost 5 years. And I actually really, really liked that job. It was a really good job. But why? Because it's fun. It was a fun job. You
I
walk
had a buddy
around.
that worked there. He said it was his favorite job ever.
It was so rad. You walk around in your whites and you're like sweeping up trash and you've got your area and then you clean up bathrooms, which is like gross on your first day.
Would you rather do that than be a skipper at Trader Sam's?
Oh no, I would rather be a skipper at Trader Sam's.
You get paid
But
50
when I
cents
was
extra an hour
you
for
know,
doing the bathrooms.
yeah,
you get 50
you do get
cents
paid
extra.
50 cents
You
an
do.
hour.
Don't you get walk time?
So anyway, part of I could go on and on about that, but part of our job as custodial was when during grad nights when the parks would close early, we'd have to go through and we'd have to search all like the flower beds and trash cans and everything because the kids would come to Disneyland during the day and they'd stash their booze and then they'd come back at night for grad nights. And over the years, I only found a few things, but the best thing I found was like a little pocket flask bottle of Jack Daniels in the toilet seat cover holder. I'm like, that's good. And the only reason I found it is because I had to change the toilet seat covers. Like it was this kid's dumb luck. And I left it there.
There's a video back when Disney had the old, like the kind of toilets you have at home with the tank, and kids would hide booze in there. Disney would take out the booze and put a bottle of Coke in there. If I hid booze and there was a bottle of Coke, I would use it for violence. But one true story. we're at the shipping office at the Jungle Cruise, like the little office, and there's like we weren't working, but there's like 3 or 4 of us, and it was before grad night, it was that evening, and we watched this high school kid going like this, which is always a clue. The kid was an idiot, and he walks up, and there's bushes right in front of us, and we're closer than we are, right? Like what, 10 feet, 8 feet away. We watch him. He looks around. He pulls this bottle of vodka out, sticks it in a bush, and like moves it, and then walks away. And I'm like, so which one of you is going to go get that? And the kid was still walking away. And then the skipper just goes, can I have it? I'm like, it's yours. How about that?
That's right.
Merry Christmas. Stupid ass 17-year-old. You know, if you're going to drink underage, you got to be smart enough to get away with it.
That's right.
Especially with skippers watching you.
That's true.
Right? I like it when it's a newer bartender that I don't know and they want to see my ID. I'm like, really?
Aww.
Really?
Oh, that's cute.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I've
I
actually
was flattered, like in my 30s. I'm like, oh my God, that's okay. Now I'm like, just shut up.
Can't you see that life is
Can't
beating
you
this
see?
down? This is
I-
not a
I moved
20-year-old.
past
Can't you
that
see I
also.
went to
Yeah.
grad school?
Yeah.
Clearly I'm in my 30s.
As a bartender, I've only in the past couple of years I've kind of stopped the flattering ID
Oh, okay.
because now I know at my
God
point
bless you, sir.
when I get carded, I'm like, okay, like, but really, and then usually it's followed by we have to card everybody. Thanks, dude. You don't have to say that part, but like,
Yeah.
But so now it's where you used to be like, all right, ladies, let me see your IDs. Now I feel like I'm giving respect by not doing it.
Yeah.
But God, I get so much shit for it. Like, you didn't card me, and I'll be like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're a dinosaur.
you like, is this a conversation you want to have right now? Like,
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers
Exactly.
to.
trying to be
Yeah.
respectful.
That's 100% what that is.
Hospitality, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. If I may, do a hard pivot to a semi-intellectual question, at least according to what Dave
Yeah,
said.
we want you guys to explain the Israel-Hamas situation.
That's
what we wanted to do.
We're going to take a quick hard
Just
turn
go ahead and-
into the Middle East.
Just go ahead and...
Boy, oh boy.
I don't know how many times I'm going to do that joke and get a laugh. I'm just going to keep doing it.
Okay. If you stop laughing,
As long
it
as
stops feeding him.
Exactly. So my kids would say, don't feed the monster. When I
That's
start
right.
doing jokes, like, don't feed the monster. I'm like, I'm not a monster. I'll do worse material.
So you'd mentioned the tiki, the tiki and the cocktail renaissance that had occurred in the past several years. It dawned on me that you cats are so good at coming up with unique spins on cocktails and creating things out of nothing. Would you say, since things have gotten so exponentially better on the craft cocktail scene, that it's easier to innovate now, or is it harder to innovate now?
Both.
Both?
Both.
And why?
Because now you're expected and almost required to have a lot more knowledge as a bartender if that's what you want to do. I mean, you can easily go work in a dive bar and be happy doing that, and I respect that if that's what you want to do and that's who you are. Yeah. I feel like every bar is like certain personalities go better with different bars than others, right? So, as far to answer your question. It's easier because now there's more tools, there's more toys, there's more things out there that you can use to take a cocktail to the next level. For example, you can now go out and buy pearls and fruit caviar and things like liquid nitrogen and things that weren't available to to a bartender 5-10 years ago, even 20 years ago.
Or for Trevor's drinks, just gasoline.
Right. The amount of bitters.
Lagavulin one right here.
All right.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, you want some?
So, yes, I do, please. Yeah, both of us do. Yes.
So, yes, please.
Trevor, what is it?
I will interject because I'll toot Christian's horn here a little bit.
They're not going to tell me. They just want me to drink it.
So you know what? I'll give Dave some. Let's see Dave take
All right. Of this. Hey, I just want to say, Cristian was the first bartender to ever make a drink.
Ever.
I ordered. He's like, let's order off the menu. So, because Trevor and I used to go every Wednesday and hang out at Trader Sam's after I was done teaching. And it's how the podcast really started. And Cristian was, because I'm whiny, and he's like, all right, I'll make something for you. What do you like? And I said, I like booze and rum that tastes like Skittles.
100% true.
You made,
that's easy. That's great.
So you made a drink called Tropical Sunset, and
That's right.
I love it today.
I still get people asking me for that.
Classic.
I can smell this from here.
So Dave does not traffic in this kind of booze. This is Scotch.
This is going to make me go through puberty.
This is Lagavulin 11, the Offerman edition.
This is an adult drink.
How much do they have compared to how much I have?
If anybody had the awesome graciousness to come to my seminar yesterday about woodworking, the Offerman Scotch Thank you very much. This is so wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Salud.
All right.
Salud.
Now let's listen
wanna
to Dave.
hear-
But wait,
drink this.
I
Please.
wanted to go
what
back to
you had to
Cristian
say.
because I wanted to kind of toot Christian's horn a little bit because he's one of the few bartenders I've ever worked with that actually has a culinary background. He went through a culinary college and started his restaurant career.
It's good.
They're not laughing at me, by the way. They're laughing at our friend over here.
Is it because I said? Did you think I said cunnilingus?
Right.
No.
I said culinary. Culinary.
I would have been there for that. No, not culinary.
It's
No.
like, you said culinary.
Dave went somewhere for a sec.
Hang on. Peace out. I don't know what you're doing.
So I
What does that
actually,
mean?
Okay, sorry.
I actually learned a lot from Christian because I'd never, I'd been a busboy and I'd been a bartender and
My
this and that.
spine
but
is tingling.
I never.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's your podcast. You can do whatever you want.
He's trying to
I'm
give the
done.
man a compliment.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll
You
shut
the
up.
first time in 11 years the guy's ever said something nice to me, man. Can I please hear it? Thank you.
I'm sorry. Edit it so it sounds like I didn't say anything.
That's fine. Can we get Dave like a Shirley Temple or something over here?
Yes.
please?
Strawberry daiquiri, virgin.
So anyway, I actually learned a lot from Christian because of his culinary background. He kind of taught me about, and this is now it's a very common thing with most bartenders, but it kind of taught me about flavor profiles and ingredient combinations, and not just like this flavor and this flavor, but how do you get this flavor and this flavor to go together. Now he's doing like crazy scientific shit that I don't even understand.
Yeah, that place
he
in
is.
Oceanside, right?
So I've had the grand opportunity to work with people that are actually just as crazy, if not crazier than I am. I mean, just like this guy. As far as creativity goes, pushing the boundaries. A guy named Taryn Ragnar, who worked at Lost Spirits. I don't know if you guys know about Lost Spirits.
Oh, yes.
Right? So he was one of the distillers there. He now owns a distillery called The Obscure, which is in downtown Los Angeles. And I got a chance to work with him for the last 6-7 months, and it's been great because I've got a chance to learn just more fine tuning about distilling and doing distillates and creating spirits from the ground up. So it's not only creating a cocktail from the ground up, but actually designing the spirit itself.
Oh my gosh!
So
He's working on a whole nother
crazy.
level.
It's crazy, and it's a lot of fun.
I just make Mai-Tais.
Without Red Bull. though.
Whatever.
And he dumbed it down to make a tropical sunset for me. I can't feel my lips. That might be a problem for
I mean, that's Scotch.
That's the peat. The peat's hitting you in the face right now.
Yeah, it's peaty.
We did want to take a minute, so we're going to open this up to Q&A for about
done?
15 minutes.
So think of good questions.
Are we getting played off right now? Is
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're not going anywhere.
It's not my podcast. Why am I pointing
What?
at people? You point at people.
Just
He's
is
still
gonna.
in symposium mode.
I'm
guys.
used to being in
He's
charge, and I'm an only child, so I
All right,
apologize.
first question right there.
Ooh, like I'm the only child in here.
All right, so this actually is a question for the two Trader Sam's guys. So I know there's a new mug release into this week, Jungle Cruise. First part of the question is, do you guys have any input into mugs that they might want to do or anything like that? And secondly, if I can't get it Thursday and I go up Friday, are there still going to be mugs available?
I direct it to Kelly.
He has no way to know.
No, we don't have any input on what the mugs are.
That was such a highly specific question.
We have voiced our opinions and wants and desires of mugs that may or may not happen in the future, and whether or not that whole another department, you have to imagine a company like Disney, whether that whole other department takes what we say into account is, for another podcast that may or may not be legally
Imagine the largest-
allowed to talk about. But
Hold on. I will say this. Mr. Humble over here doesn't tell you one thing. If it wasn't for him and all of you guys, people like Mookie would not be making mugs for Trader Sam's. People like, Doug Horn and Shag wouldn't probably be...
Shag was doing okay before Trader Sam's.
I know that. But you know what I mean. Like, a lot of that's because the community came together. It grew so fast, in the time that...
We were lucky to be a part of the explosion.
Right.
This is true.
Right.
But your second part of the question, if you can't make it till Friday, will mugs still be available? Probably.
Yeah.
That's
You can go on
My bet
eBay
is
and buy
yes.
them for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
I haven't gone back and looked
Yeah.
at the actual rec sheet, but we always hold an amount for day 2 and 3.
Yes.
Kelly, will you save me a mug?
Is something stupid going to happen and I'm wrong? And no, I'm not buying anybody here a mug.
right.
I'm not saving anybody a mug.
Good. Who's next?
How about you? What do you got? Give me Venmo me right now. I'll save you a mug.
Let's go to Miss Miller.
I'm just
Jess.
kidding. Do not do
Jess.
that.
Turn around.
Okay, back
Yeah,
there.
right back there. There you go.
So this is for the Trader Sam's people again. But I was wondering, I heard that any of the drinks on the menu can be made non-alcoholic. Is that true?
Unfortunately, no.
I will say What was your answer to that? Because people ask that all the time.
You can't
What
get a
was yours?
hippopotami type version. I mean, what orgeat and lime juice?
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like, come on.
but what we would say is, I can't make the hippopotami Thai a non-alcoholic drink. But what are you looking
That's
for?
right.
You like lime? You like almond? Yeah. Okay. Well, let me see
That's
what
how we
I can
figured out what
make
he
for
liked.
you.
Mean things?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Do you like spending $12 on a glass of juice? That's the other question you can ask. I took a friend to a
Hey,
tiki
man.
bar in
Yeah.
Sacramento, and I'm like, I had a zombie, and they wanted like a juice thing, and it was like $15. I'm like, huh. I could have bought you like a bottle of Sunny D.
You know what? Yeah, and you can buy a 6-pack of Corona at the grocery store for $10.
But I don't like Coronas.
But then you have to sit at home and drink it by yourself.
That's right.
So you're the non-alcoholic. The non-alcoholic,
They don't come
and
with
I know
light cubes either.
this was not
good.
the specific question, but the NA cocktail scene obviously has been growing for a long time.
Yeah.
It's an option that people are asking for now that haven't really asked for in the past. Also, the much younger, the Gen Zs, don't drink very much. They're not really heavy drinkers, and the NA options are very appealing to them. And I will gladly charge you
Those
$15
kids.
Absolutely.
for a non-alcoholic cocktail. And it's not because that's we need to cover the cost of materials. I'm putting
why?
it together. I'm shaking it. I'm straining it. I'm garnishing it. I'm serving it to you. I'm refilling, your next one. That's why your NA cocktails
Okay.
And most
might be
importantly-
$12 or $13.
Well, where were you
Most
when I was at the
importantly, you're
Jungle
getting what
Bird
you
making
want.
snarky comments to the people at my table?
Oh, I'll still do. I mean, obviously still
I've
do
got,
that. Yeah,
now I've got
still do that.
information.
Yeah.
Now I know what's going on.
All right, next question.
The complete answer to the question is, I will do everything in my power to make sure you get a non-alcoholic drink that you like.
That's right.
Woo!
Right,
There
right,
it
right.
is.
That you get what you want. That's
Right
the
here.
bottom line.
Right there, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, next question.
I'm always looking for a joke that will clear out a whole room full of people. So for the Jungle Cruise guys, what's your most cricket-inducing joke you've ever dropped on a boat full of people?
Isn't it all of them?
There's a rule in comedy that when you write a new joke, you got to try it 3 times to see if it was that audience or if your joke sucks. And so I tried a joke which I don't remember all of it, but it was at the guerrilla camp where I would reenact Charlton Heston getting upset that like the world's been destroyed, and I would like fall on my knees. They blew it all up, because I couldn't say you blew it all to hell. And so I did it once, it didn't work. I'm like, noted, and I like figure, all right, I got it. This time I got it. 3 times in a row, nothing. But I have a joke we would do. I think we've discussed this as a punishment for a boat.
Yeah.
If you're in the mood to punish an audience.
Oh, yes.
And who isn't? Or when the Aladdin show was going on and they were telling us to be quiet, we would do the whale joke. You guys know the whale
Oh,
joke?
yes, the whale joke.
I can do it.
I am not familiar with the whale
really?
joke.
Should we do it after the recording so we don't spend 20 minutes?
I mean, do an abridged version of the whale joke.
This joke really should last 3 to 4 minutes. Like literally from Trader Sam to the dock.
3 to 4 minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Jesus.
It depends on how
I'm
mad.
out.
It depends on how mad
Next
you are
question.
at the boat. So coming around Trader Sam's and
Give
if you
the
don't-
highlight reel version.
Yes,
of that.
this is the short
Cliff
version.
notes, please.
Very short version. You go, all right, I have a joke for you, ladies and gentlemen. 2 whales were swimming in the ocean, and one whale said, and you do that the entire
Yeah.
way. You can. I did it once. I took almost
Okay,
2 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Going,
That's pretty good.
and then this is the end. When you get to the dock, after the boat just hates you, you go, and the other whale said, what? Then you get him off the boat.
Yeah.
I've done it.
That's a good one.
I've done it.
Is that after
I've done it.
you passed like 5 different of the setup scenes?
No,
and
you're coasting to the dock so that they're almost off
Yeah.
the dock. The ride is almost over, and you're prolonging it just to be an ass.
As slow
I
as
loved
you can,
it.
crawl into that
You
dock.
could do those like a wah,
God, I
wah,
loved
and then
it.
the other whale said, "How fat was he?"
By the way, your well
Am I right?
sounds
Yeah.
are phenomenal.
Yeah,
Those are
That was good.
fantastic.
I've done that joke a lot. That's how I know.
So
That's how I know.
We.
right. Oh, no.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna.
Next question.
No, we'll just cue it up. Next question.
Are there any banned jokes that you can't say anymore that they used to allow?
Oh,
Yes, please. I want to hear those.
all of
The
them.
dirty skipper jokes.
I didn't do any of the dirty grad night jokes.
No, I never
I didn't do
really-
a single one because I wrote on some boats and they're like, isn't that funny? I'm like, they're all just dick jokes, and I'm not. To me, that's not funny. Because when I did stand up, my logo was that I was clean and highly inappropriate, which to me was like I was on the razor's edge.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So I've heard rumors. I don't know if this is true or not. I've heard stories, obviously, but is there really like an unofficial dirty joke book of skippers like that you obviously things you can't say?
No, the rule was if a manager told you not to say it, you said, I'll never do it again. And then when that manager was gone, you just kept doing it.
Do it.
But there was this one manager, I got there and he had a list of every joke you can't do. He's like, I'm making a banned list. And I got there and I saw it and I went, oh, this man is so, no offense to this man, he's an idiot. And I'm like, this is, and I'm like, this is my fun job. I'm not a professor here. I just want to be cool. I'm like, damn it. So I go upstairs and I'm like, let's make up a name. Greg. I'm like, Greg, you need to get rid of this immediately. He's like, why? I go, you want to tell skippers, don't do any of these jokes. Here's a list. Here's like 10 pages.
Don't put that in my brain.
So
right?
the list
Don't put that in my head.
And
You're saying the list exists.
You
That's
want
what you're saying.
You want to leave it for them? He's like, yeah, because they shouldn't do it. I go, just so you know, I'm a good skipper, right? He's like, yes, Dave, I know we don't get complaints about you. I go, I've started doing jokes on the script that I didn't know. I'm like, that's filthy. That's awesome. So they pulled it away. I'm like, thank you. That was so obvious.
That's like if they put in front of us, they're like, here's 5 delicious small batch Caribbean rums. You can't use them.
That's
exactly.
Don't drink them.
Look at them.
Don't use
Don't
them at
even
all.
talk about them.
Don't even smell them.
Why did you fucking put
You don't know they exist.
Exactly.
For us, I think when I was there in the 2000s, the rule was just be smart when you were on the dock, and the second you got out of around the corner, all bets are off.
I had a friend in the 90s who worked in Jungle Cruise who got suspended twice for going off book.
Nice. Oh. There was the late great manager lead, Jerry York, absolutely fantastic guy, legend. I don't get intimidated by a lot of people. I've met like senators and famous people, I'm like whatever. He could make me shake. I don't know why. He just intimidated the hell out of me. But you'd be doing a joke at the dock and you think you're old funny, and he would just walk over. I'm doing a visual of those for those of you listening. He'd walk over and put his foot on your bow,
standing up
and he would go, that was a funny. Don't ever say it again. And then he would walk back. And I found out later, managers were like, if any cast member did anything, you would just say, don't say that again. But they said, if it's a skipper, you have to say, that was funny.
Yes.
Do not do it again, because if you say don't do it again, they'll think, oh, well, it wasn't funny. I got to rewrite the joke. And I'm like, and he explained that to me. I'm like, that's exactly what I do.
Kelly actually was my guy that came to me in my first 6 months. Was like, that's hella funny. Don't say that again. It was a shipwreck joke, and I'm not going to repeat it here, or maybe I will. I don't know. All right. So I used to, when the ship was going down, I used to say, she's going down, and he was like, don't say that anymore. I'm like, oh yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. That was my first experience of, hey.
As I can be, I'm not a prude and I'm not a wilting flower, but I also am a company man, and I know the last thing I want is for any eyeballs to be put on us.
That's right. Yes.
That's the kind of thing that will put an eyeball on us. Christian.
Sorry, it was new.
And
you were my trainer.
And I was like, hey, don't say it. And he's like, no, you get it? Like she's going. I'm like, yeah, I get it.
And that's how you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, the difference between professionals who know their craft and comedic hacks. I know we both at one point went, screw it, fire me, I don't care. I'm making minimum wage, fire me.
Okay, we have time for one more question.
One more question. No pressure, but make it the perfect.
It must be the best one
Can
we've
we
ever
just
heard.
keep hanging out and talking?
I know, this is fun. And drinking scotch, I mean, damn.
You guys don't have anything to do.
No. All right.
All right, two-part question.
Go for it.
Okay. Did you get consulted on Oga Cantina and their drink list at all? And the second part is, if you create a drink at Trader Sam's, do you get IP rights on the drink creation, or does it become Disney property?
There's your answer.
Yeah, sure.
Now this sounds like a
that'd
plant.
be great.
Yeah, it does. She works for the Disney Corporation.
Disney lawyer right over there.
Oh, man.
Nope.
Don't.
We're about to get served with we're about to get a summons.
Save the good stuff for
I'm
later.
not officially allowed to answer the IP question, but if you want to visit me at my house in Malibu, I will. There's a certain I want to say intrinsic, but it's not, because it's actually contractual. That likeness images and then things that you do are going to be a part of the Disney company. That being said, you cannot copyright or IP or attach a recipe. That's right. Food, cocktails, whatever. Now you can do a name.
Really? I didn't know that.
Right.
But it
you
can't
can
be
do
a direct name.
It cannot be a food. So somebody, and the most famous one, the most famous copyrighted name of a cocktail is? Mai-Tais. No.
Rum and Coke.
Painkiller.
That's right.
Really?
Good job. That guy
Gold
right there.
star over there.
Right.
Painkiller is owned by the Pussers Company,
That's
and
right.
they are freaking. I caught myself. That was good.
You did. Good job.
They are freaking. They are pretty brutal about it.
I didn't notice anything.
And but that being said, so we going back to the question. So if I create a cocktail,
Oh, jeez.
Oh no!
Wow.
That deserves more scotch.
For those of you
Big
at home,
brother just do that?
Kelly just dropped his scotch. I'd like it noted, I drank all of mine.
for those of you at home, Dave stumbled and dropped my drink.
No one saw nothing. See,
I got a drinking problem. All right. Years from now, historians will be
That was
like, we don't know what
embarrassing.
happened here.
So Olga's Cantina, though.
Oga's Cantina. We did put the feelers out there for Oga's.
Right.
Also with Grog Grotto. Our
Right.
beverage director at the time said, hey, you guys, you want any tips and tricks? Because they opened about 5 years after us.
Yeah.
Tips and tricks, best practices, whatnot. Do you want any training? And they were like, no. And Oga's was like, no. And
It's because they're just like,
Disney?
it doesn't matter. We're kicking them out in 35 minutes.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Both
Drink
of those,
2 drinks as fast as you can
Yes.
and
Yep.
get out of here.
And
Yes.
both of those locations are wonderful and they're fantastic, and you should visit them in the Walt Disney Company. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I don't work there. I think Oga's is just, I don't care for it. I don't care for the welcome to the bar, name your 2 drinks immediately, and then leave.
I will say
Yeah,
about
please.
Grog Grotto real quick. I encourage people, and I've said this for many, many years, do not compare Grog Grotto
Please don't.
and Enchanted Tiki Bar.
Agreed.
We are 2 very separate
Yes.
concepts. We're built for
Yes.
2 very different things, and
Yes.
we're not the same bar. And don't compare us.
And
May I
also, they
explain?
wouldn't exist if
But
it
we're
wasn't
better.
for us. So, let's just put that out there.
Hey.
Christian,
I'm just going to put that out.
Okay.
Before we wrap this up, but we do want to take a
Yeah.
minute. Everybody, a round of applause. Thank you so much to our sponsors, the
The Royal Hawaiian, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Laguna
my
Beach,
goodness.
California.
If you have not been there, go there.
Yeah.
Royal Hawaiian, the most beautiful tiki bar I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely.
Gorgeous.
Oh,
And
Laguna.
wait, shamelessly promote my book.
And also, we have the 2nd edition of the History of the Jungle Cruise
Trevor, you're
book.
so nice.
Yeah. I mean, I get a cut of it now because I did the cover.
Sure. You do.
So buy that. But we do want to thank Kelly, Merrill, and Christian Diaz.
Diaz.
Round of applause for our Trader Sam's bartenders. Thank you all so much for coming
so
out
much.
to Live at Tiki Oasis.
Now for the most dangerous part of our show, the return to civilization. If you've enjoyed the show and want to show some support while also getting some adventurously good extras, visit patreon.com/The Jungle Podcast. Also, if you could be so kind as to follow the lads on Instagram, I know they'd be thrilled. At Dr. Skipper Marley and at the.Trevor.Kelly. See you hip skips next time in The Jungle.